Hi, and welcome to another episode of our Game Maker build, where we are building a UFO asteroid style game. Now, medium meteors and small meteors will just bounce off of a large meteor. But if two large meteors collide, they would most likely break up. So we're going to actually add a random instance and have the large meteors break up when they do collide. So let's go ahead and open up OBJ Meteor Large, and we're going to add an event, and this will be a collision with a large meteor. We're going to drag destroy instance into actions and have it apply to self. And we're going to drag the sound in, and this is going to be a big sound, so that will actually be explosion. And now we're going to grab the create random and drag that in as well. This button will randomly select from a choice of one of 4 objects. So we want to have it apply to self. We're going to select medium meteor for objects 1, 2, and 3. And we'll select small for object number 4. This will give a 1 in 4 chances that a small meteor will break off, and 3 out of 4 chances for a medium meteor to break off. X and Y is set to 0. And relative is checked because it's going to happen where the collision occurs. Click OK. We're going to drag another random out here because it's just not going to be one piece that breaks off. This will apply to self, and we're going to select the medium meteor for object 1. We're going to select a small meteor for object 2, and a large meteor for object 3. So there's a chance it may not break up. And this is also relative. Click OK. We need to go to OBJ Photon, collision with a large meteor. Let's open that up a little bit. We need to copy the block of code that begins with set the variable argument to 1 and include the code block for generating 2 new large meteors in the black hole. Okay, so we're going to copy that. Go to OBJ Meteor Large, collision with the large meteor. Paste. We don't really need this to be a block, but what's going to happen is that when they collide, we will set the argument to a value of 1 relative. If it equals 2, then we're going to create new instances. Click OK. Now there's going to be a problem with this, and that is that if 2 new meteors spawn out of the black hole, they're immediately going to collide. So to solve this, we need to have to stagger their spawning out of the black hole. We will need to create a timeline for spawning the large meteors. So let's go ahead and create a new timeline. And we're going to call this spawn meteors. We're going to add a step set to 10. Okay, and we're going to create instance. It's going to apply to object, and that's going to be the black hole. And set the object to OBJ Meteor Large. X and Y set to 0, and that will be relative. We're going to click OK. We're going to duplicate that to a value of 70. So that will spend some time between the 2 spawns. Let's go to OBJ Meteor Large. So we're going to go ahead and delete creating the 2 objects, and we're going to replace that with set timeline. Object to black hole, and the timeline is spawn meteors, position 0, and we're going to repeat that one more time under OBJ Photon. So we'll cut those 2. Set timeline. Okay, and let's go ahead and save and test the game. Okay, so first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that if I destroy 2, okay, we have 2 that came out. When I blew 2 up, they collided. Let's see if I can get these to crash. There we go. There we go. Okay, they are spawning at different times. Let's go ahead and add a title page with buttons. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start by importing our main title music. And that sound is going to be our Delta Zone music. That'll be our main title music. Open. We're also going to open up a couple of new sprites. We'll call this one SPR Play. And that's going to be our play button. And we're going to add a new sprite, SPR Quit. Let's go ahead and turn those into objects. So obj play will be our play button. Obj quit will be our quit button. We're going to also create a new object that is going to be play music. We will not load a sprite with this action, but we will have a new event which will be create, and it will play music. And we will loop this, so we're going to go true with the main title music and OK. Now we're going to create a background. Background we're going to call BKG MT for main title. And we're going to go ahead and load our title page image and open. And OK. We're going to create a new room. We're going to call this room main title. We're going to set it to 1200 by 880. And we're going to select the new background that we just created. There we go. Let's go ahead and blow this up so we can see it full screen here while we work on it. There we go. We're going to place the play and quit buttons on the screen. Objects. So we'll put the play button there. There's the quit button. Put the quit button right over here. And we need to place the play music on the screen just anywhere. I like usually placing these in the upper left corner. It's a place we're not necessarily going to use. So if I click up there, it has a little question mark. And now when that page opens, the music will play. Let's go ahead and accept that. And we're going to drag this to the top of the room list. So that will appear first. Let's go ahead and open up the OBJ Play Properties box. We're going to add a new event. This is going to be a mouse left pressed. When the mouse is clicked, the first thing we want to do is we want to stop the sound of the main title music. And we want to go to the next room. So we'll drag in next room. And we can do an effect if we want. Let's go ahead and fade in and out. Okay. We're going to open the OBJ Quit. Add a new event, mouse, left pressed. And with this one, we're going to, out of main 2, we're going to grab the game end and drag that into action. So if quit is clicked, the game will end. And OK. Now we need to find all the instances where the UFO lost all lives, it would end the game, and replaced in game with go to title page. That would be under OBJ UFO. And collide with all meteors, so we're going to get rid of end game. We will cut that, and we will replace it with different room and main title. Okay, let's go ahead and save, and we will test the game. So we quit, it quits the game. Play, we're in the game. that's it for this episode. In our next episode, we're going to show you how you can have your spaceship deteriorate every time it gets hit by a meteor.